Welcome to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. In this segment, the Gifted Underachievers open with a song, a la Deux Fleurs, and then do a deep dive on how email management eats into our capacity that we cannot spare. And then Pat redefines equanimity as not giving a
When there's a recording in progress, I can forget that I have 12,593 emails.
I have a lot of emails too.
That's just in my Gmail. That's not even in my work email, but most of my Gmail is work. I have 6,140 unread ones.
Holy shit.
Because I do triage and I belong to a bunch of stupid substacks I don't read. How are you? God.
Yeah, apparently.
Huh?
Apparently you're not reading.
Apparently I've gone off the reservation. Oh, that's probably political.
Yeah.
I've gone all full on anarchy.
Well, you have email anarchy. What the hell's going on?
Oh, I've always had email anarchy on my Gmail because I do a triage system there, which does manage
What
to
is
make
that?
whatever.
Please explain.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. I probably get about 50 Gmails a day, 40 to 50. I would say 80% of them are non-actionable. All of my clients have switched to my pat@lucidedit.com, which is an Outlook,
Uh-huh.
except for 2 to 3 of my legacy clients. They sometimes will do one or the other. Sometimes they try Outlook, it doesn't work for them, so they go back to Gmail. I'm fine with that. There's only like 2 or 3 of them. I know when their projects are coming in. I have a little, my brain changed to flag their names and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
because we've done like those people, we've done like 5 to 10 books together. So each. So blah 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 blah. Everything else is like Publishers Weekly Daily, which doesn't make
Ah.
sense. Alan Dibb, he's a marketing guy. Dave at Kindlepreneur. I just read that sometimes for basically if people ask me for advice about Kindle. I'm sort
Uh-huh.
of up on stuff. Probably about 6 to 10 Substacks. Um, Only one of which now, two of which I have subscriptions to. Everything else, no. I've
Mm-hmm.
got Readsy because they irritate me, so I like to see what they're up to. Uh, uh, the woman I did, Shalene Knight, who she mentored me for 3 months in the spring for money. I subscribe to her newsletter, which I think is once a week.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just like I get this one called Song Letter, where they just send you one song that they like once a week.
Wow.
The Guardian. I mean, I'm only telling you this because you asked, but honestly, it's super boring. So I cherry pick the ones that seem important or that I know the people really well or I care about them. And everything
Uh-huh.
else, I just don't open it unless I have time to read it, which lately has been I don't open it. I don't open 85 to 90%.
Wow.
That's why there's so many unreads.
See, I have everything goes to my James at.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a Comcast one that I used way back when.
Mm.
That goes to that. I think my Gmail, which I never use. Like I don't even know why I have it.
Do you get personal emails?
Ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot? Because I probably get a lot. I get a lot.
Yeah. Well, personal as in, well, I mean, yeah, I get emails from you.
Those Well, those are kind of personal. No, that aren't project related. Like Substacks, they're all kind of, I count them as project
Yeah.
related
I
because
mean,
we're on Substack.
yeah, I mean, it's my one email address is the catch-all.
Okay, okay, go on.
So everything, my brother sends me something, I get that.
Yeah.
Chelsea Farm Society,
Mm,
you know, get everything
okay.
goes. So, because yeah, for a hot minute, I had I think two, maybe three different, email, platforms or whatever, and drove me absolutely nuts because I
Mm,
was constantly like, trying to keep up, and it was just a gigantic pain in the neck. And so
yeah.
I use Outlook, and I have a very extensive filing system.
Do you read them first? Do you ever file them unread?
Yep. Uh, no, no.
Okay. So you read everything when it comes in?
Yeah, I'll at least glance at it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a client, absolutely read. If it's a newsletter, I keep them in my inbox until I can't stand it any longer, and then I go through and get rid of them.
Do you read them?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
I read, I'm trying to think. So Jane Friedman, I'm
Yeah.
pretty good about reading those.
Do you subscribe to the hot sheet or do you get her free one?
I subscribe.
Yeah. It's worth it.
And yeah, it's definitely worth it. I have two political ones that I do read, because they're good and thoughtful and one thing and another.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then really that's about it. I find that I I just don't like I do so much reading that I have to do.
Yeah.
I really don't want to do any reading outside of that I don't want to do. And
Yeah.
I'm not finding, like I have Substack subscriptions, they're free
Mm-hmm.
to stuff. And the only reason I don't cancel is because I don't want that person to know that I canceled. You know what I mean?
So you just delete it unread? It's like canceling, but you wait till it's
Yeah.
in the box?
Yeah, I just, I'll hang on to it. I'll glance at a lot of them just to see if there's anything really, because well, the other thing is I want to keep ideas for this going.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll glance at them and look at, headings and headlines and titles, and is there anything there that catches my eye?
Yeah.
Kind of. And actually Joe's is the one that always catches my eye.
Joe's is great.
Yeah, Joe's is really good.
Yeah. That's Joe Ponapinto Beyond Craft, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, other than that, it's the personal ones, uh
Mm-hmm.
that I pay attention to. But like I don't know how many are in my inbox now. I mean, I have 39 unread,
That's nothing.
and it's like, but I have ones, if I go all the way down to the bottom, I have one from 8/22/24 that I
August
haven't read.
that you haven't read yet.
August. Yeah, more than a year ago.
Gee, I wonder if it's still relevant.
Uh, probably not. And then I have ones, like I'll see it, like the cabins, our home insurance for the cabin.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to set up the user portal, but it's so I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, I've got to do that, but I'm too busy right now.
Yeah.
Kind of, and
Yeah.
I've got my passport, which needs to be renewed by December.
How do you
Um,
do that there? Do you have to? Well, wait, let's not get off track because I actually think this is useful. We're talking about email management, right?
yeah. Well, email management, which bleeds into, because email touches everything,
Yeah,
it bleeds into like every other bit of management that you
that's
have to
true.
do.
I think that's why. So my Gmail is not quite my junk account. I mean, there's important stuff going in there that I have to attend to. And then there's also a bunch of optional stuff that I can read or not read, and it will not matter one whit to the
Mhm.
functionality of my life or my business. That is why I do the opposite from you. I have separate email accounts for
Uh,
my editing business. So Lucid Edit, pat@lucidedit.com. And that one I'm much more vigilant about emptying the inbox, reading everything. If there's something on there that I end up treating it like it doesn't matter, I unsubscribe from whatever it
right.
is, because I clearly don't need it. I don't want that to be the same as my Gmail. And then I have Pat Doby, no, pat@patdoby.com, which is for writing. And I have that on my phone. I never check it on my desktop because I never get email to it. But I
Uh-huh.
look at it on my phone once in a while and just see if I got an email. And then I had this school, a writer's roadmap.com, and also that's the like that's the sort of tagline for my book, my nonfiction book imprint
Mhm.
and stuff like that. It's lucid editions, but that's where the pleasure journal comes out of, sir. So
Yeah.
so so those ones, when I had a newsletter, a biweekly newsletter, was it biweekly? Might have been weekly. I think it was biweekly. I was checking that. I was getting emails to that, but I haven't gotten an email to that one in forever.
Mhm.
So it's on my phone as well. I don't check it on the desktop. And that's mostly to compartmentalize and gatekeep. It's just how I do it. If I had everything in one account, I think it would turn into a gong show. Whereas if my Pat at lucidedit.com account has like my inbox pings, I'll look
Mhm.
at it I'll look at it that day. I won't wait, I'll
Yeah.
probably look at it the next time I take an email break, which I try to do like once or twice a
So
week.
I'm going to push back a little bit here
Yeah, go on for it.
and say that if you had it all in one, you know, it all came to one location.
Yeah.
So I do the same with my phone, right? I have Bluehost, which
Okay.
has proved to be a pretty good thing. And I
Uh-huh.
try not to use my phone as like a major email thing. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a way I can check.
Too tiring.
Um,
Yeah.
but I think it would force you to really look at, because you would get this cluttered inbox and you would say, okay, I've got to deal with this. And so like right now you have, what is it, Gmail? It's got like 6,000.
Unreads.
So that's, if each one of those is 3 pages, that's 18,000 pages of stuff.
Shut your mouth.
Right? So if it was all coming into one, box, you'd be like, nope, I'm not going to read. This is not meaningful. I'm not going to read it, delete, delete, delete. And so that way you don't end up with 6,000 things because the fact of the matter is you can delete probably every single unread email in your Gmail, and you would not miss a thing.
Exactly, which is why I'm comfortable with having 6,000 of them. I don't care. I don't really care. The thing is,
It
so
doesn't weigh on your mind,
fuck no.
no, to see all that
No, not the
unreadness.
Gmail. If it was either any of my work accounts, it would weigh on my mind. I would have to spend a day or two going through them. But
No,
these ones,
see,
I mean, I get notes from Substacks with shareable assets. I never
so
open
you're
those.
you're
I don't.
you're operating on a much higher cognitive spiritual bandwidth than I
Or
am.
lower.
No, I gotta say higher because each one of those unread emails would be a little nit picking away at me.
Oh, I don't feel that
You
way. I'll
you
tell you
have
what, though.
you've been able to occupy this space of equanimity here.
Hey, life is a shit show. You know, if you start trying to, I mean, okay, so I tell you why so there's stuff I should probably not get anymore. Like Trivago started emailing me after I rented a VRBO. Fuck it, I've tried to unsubscribe from some stuff, but it won't let me. Like there's one that's this booking site, for ticket booking. And I went to see a concert with my sister in the summer of 2023, and I have unsubscribed from them like 10 times, and they just won't
Yeah.
let me. They keep sending emails. So I don't care. But I'll tell you, probably every 4 months or so, I care for a brief period. And then I get it down to maybe 1,000 unread. It takes me like a couple hours. I'm super ruthless. I just go by category. Oh, okay, it's a promotion. Select all, delete,
Uh,
and empty trash immediately so I'm not tempted.
uh,
Uh, and I'll just go through each category. But in the end, if I also set it to remind me that I haven't responded to something. So if it's anything but a newsletter, like if it's an email that requires a response, somehow Gmail knows, and they put it to the top and say respond. But that I never haven't already
so
like.
that's AI. Little
Yeah,
little
probably.
AI in the
They're
works
reading my
there.
email. So
Yeah.
probably I should take your advice. Gmail would not be the one I would pick. And I'd still want to
Yeah.
keep it as a backup because it's out there so deeply and widely in the ocean of my presence that if I closed down my Gmail, I'd have friends who wouldn't know how to get hold of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, and that's a big question. Like, it back in the day, right?
Mhm.
So we remember when all this was brand new,
Yeah.
and you chose an email your address, right?
Yeah.
Just whatever.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, and
Monkey
you could
puzzle one,
like,
two, three. Nobody
yeah,
cared.
yeah. You wouldn't care. And now, right? I don't think either of us are. I have my Comcast one. But there are many people walking around with really asinine email addresses that they can't get rid of.
Yeah. Donut me at iCloud.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuckwit.
Knucklehead. That was my first Facebook name was Knucklehead. I didn't know.
Yeah, and yeah, because once you can't get rid of it. You know.
Yeah. 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 Anyway, so that's the story about my pride in I guess is it pride? It's misplaced pride because I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't know why I find that so funny. I don't care, you know.
That's the definition. That should be the dictionary definition of equanimity.
Is it though, or is it just
Equanimity.
existential despair?
Would it be an adjective or a noun?
Equanimity is a noun.
So equanimity, noun, to not give a fuck.
Oh, wait a minute.
As in, I don't give a fuck.
Well, to not give a fuck is a verb. Anyway, we don't know. If we
Yeah.
knew, we would be wordsmiths. We
Well,
would.
it's a state of equanimity.
A state of equanimity is a
That would be a noun.
nounal phrase. I have no idea. Don't tell anybody. No such thing as a nounal phrase. That much I know. Okay, so what have we decided here? What's our takeaway?
For email,
Yeah.
I think that unless you can achieve a higher level of consciousness like Adobe has, that it is better to have everything feed into one inbox, because then it'll drive you crazy and you'll just get rid of the fluff.
Okay. My takeaway is do whatever works for you.
Wow.
What'd you say?
What a people pleaser.
Ooh, I've never been called that before. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. We'd love to hear how we're doing, so please leave a comment, join our chat page, or send us an email at giftedunderachievers@substack.com. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and anywhere else you like to download podcasts. Also, please hit the share and or subscribe button. It really does help. Thank you, and have an awesome day.